and welcome back to our channel. I'm Jennifer and this is Kate, and believe it or not, the year 2022 is halfway over. So at this midway point, we thought it would be a great time for us to stop and think about the year so far and all of our favorite things that have happened, and of course to share them with you.
So that's just some fun stuff like favorite recipe, favorite gadget, some of our favorite Catholic finds, and also some of our favorite moments.
We're starting today with our favorite gadgets, and mine, believe it or not, is this little triangular lint remover that I got from Amazon, and it's rubber on the edges. I don't have very good luck with tape rollers, and we have a beagle and a cat, and it seems like there's pet hair everywhere, and this thing is like magic. I am going to show you how it works. Our cat loves this recliner, and even though I just vacuumed it, look how much pet hair that this little gadget is still removing. It's kind of amazing, a little gross, but it really works. It works best on upholstery like furniture or in the car or on carpets. I have also had some luck using it on clothing also, but I would say definitely it shines in the upholstery department. It has made some of my furniture look like new, and it was only, I think, $6.
And then one of my favorite gadgets for this year is this book pillow. So it's primarily meant to prop up like a Kindle or an e-reader or an iPad, but I have used it for physical books as well. It has two different sides, each one at a different angle, and then it also has this little pocket over here for bookmarks or whatever, and this is just something I found to be incredibly helpful and is making reading on my Kindle a whole lot easier.
We have two favorite Catholic things that we want to share with you today. The first one is this Saint Benedict bracelet that a friend of mine recently gave to me. I'll put a picture up on the screen. I really love Saint Benedict. I rely on him for spiritual protection, and just out of the blue, she said, "Hey, I got this bracelet for you," and I had it blessed. I have been wearing it every single day, and it is definitely one of my favorite things from the year.
And then we also found this really, really beautiful picture of the Blessed Mother just about a week ago at our church rummage sale. We'll also put a picture of this one on the screen. And as you can see, it's not perfect. There's chipped paint, it's a little bit dirty, but we love it anyway. We think that adds some charm to it. It was only $2, and it will definitely have a happy home here. We love beautiful pictures like this.
Now we have two quotes that we have been really loving this year that we want to share. The first one comes from The Generosity Habit by Matthew Kelly, but it's really a quote from Mother Teresa that he put in the book. And I'll just read it for you. "Never worry about numbers. Help one person at a time, and always start with the person nearest you." This for me has been such a great reminder. Life is not a numbers game. It's not about how many people like your post or watch your video or how many people you can influence. Life is about helping the person in the room with you. That's what Mother Teresa did, and that's what I need to keep in mind and really focus on. So it's really helped me going through the year.
And then the other verse was brought to our attention through St. Faustina's diary. And this one is actually a Bible verse from Matthew chapter 26, verse 63. And that is just simply the verse, "But Jesus remained silent." So we've had this one written up on the whiteboard in our schoolroom all year to see and think about. And it's very powerful to think about. The verse is very profound once you start sort of meditating on it. It's a great reminder that we don't have to constantly be talking or sharing our opinions, especially not constantly complaining either. I mean, Jesus suffered so much for us during his crucifixion, but he never complained about it. So it's a really very powerful verse, and one we've enjoyed thinking about this year.
Amen. Next up, we have our two favorite beverages for the year. This one, Nun Sports Tablet Drinks Electrolytes. This was a really recent find for us. We bought them to take with us to the feeding of the 5,000 when we went to film on the set of The Chosen. Outside in the hot Texas field all day, we needed to drink a lot of water and electrolytes. So we bought this, and this is great. I have continued to use these tablets even at home because in the hot South Carolina summer, I'm running around a lot of the time. And then by the end of the day, I feel draggy and I realize I'm probably dehydrated. So I'll just get one of these tablets and either put it in a bottle of water or a glass of water and add a little stevia because this is the non-sweetened kind. If I drink that, I feel so much better. So this has been a big win for me.
And the other drink is a tea we found, the Bigelow Salted Caramel Black Tea. This is really good with some like sweetener and coffee creamer. So if you're looking for a new flavor of tea to try, we do recommend this one.
From the kitchen, we have 2 new favorite recipes that have come to us really just within the last month. And the first one is called Recipe for Yogurt Cake, or I think the French call it one pot yogurt cake because they measure the ingredients in yogurt cups. But this recipe does have standard 1 cup measurements with it. I found it in a book called Parisian Charm School that I got from the library. It was an okay book, nothing that I'm really excited about. The best part about the book was this recipe. It makes just a 1-layer 8-inch round cake, and it's not super sweet. You can dress it up or dress it down. The first time we made it, we sliced it in half and put raspberry jam in the middle and powdered sugar on top, and it was so good. The second time we made it, we drizzled it with a layer of chocolate syrup, and that was delicious. So it is a clear winner at our house.
And the other recipe is a chocolate cake recipe. It's Betty's chocolate cake. And we have a different chocolate cake recipe from Martha Stewart that we've been using for years. And it's good, but it's kind of a labor-intensive recipe. So we were like, oh, maybe we can find something that's a little easier. So we just Googled like best chocolate cake recipes, and this one popped up in the top 10. And it does not disappoint. It is a fairly easy recipe, and actually like the secret ingredient here is a cup of coffee, interestingly enough, but it just makes this really wonderful moist chocolate cake. You could literally eat this plain. You don't need any icing or anything. We've been making it for like Father's Day and different birthdays, so we'll have it linked down below if you want to try it out.
Now we want to talk about our favorite books so far in 2022, but of course that's impossible because we both have so many favorites. So after going through a bit of agony of which books to pick, we decided that we would just narrow it down to 2 interesting books that we have found recently that we're really enjoying. So the first one is this book, Dinner Party with the Saints, that we used in our latest cooking video. But this book is so funny because it has an ongoing storyline of the saints in heaven getting ready for this big dinner party and talking to each other. So have you ever wondered what the saints are saying to each other in heaven? The author uses her imagination and comes up with some really hilarious moments. I just want to read for you a little bit from the chapter about John the Baptist. In this chapter, John has a conversation with St. Peter, who comes to invite him to this big potluck dinner that all the saints are planning. But John doesn't really want to go, and he just hems and haws, and finally Peter says, "Look, John, is there a problem? You just don't ever come to potluck dinners." And he said, "Well, Peter, I'll just tell you the truth. I really don't like potluck dinners because usually at dinners like that, there are platters." So that is indeed a bit of very dark humor, but I just thought it was hilarious. And that type of humor goes all the way through the book. So in addition to the great recipes, I'm just laughing out loud with this one.
And then another book that we found is actually kind of not a book properly because it's a journal. So we found this one at our local library sale and just thought it was really cute. It has the polka dotted end paper, it lies flat, it's got a bookmark. There's just so many possibilities with a blank journal. We always love having a stash of them around the house because you never know when you're going to need a good journal.
And it was only $1, so that pushed it into the category of favorite find.
So finally, what about some of our favorite moments from 2022 so far? Well, one of them definitely has to be filming as extras on The Chosen for the feeding of the 5,000. That was such a fun experience. It was hot, but it was once in a lifetime, and we were so blessed to be there. It was a struggle. If you've watched our vlogs, you know how that went, but we're eternally grateful for this opportunity.
Yeah, that was so awesome. And until last Friday, I would have said that that was my favorite moment of 2022 so far. But of course, last Friday, we got the news that Roe versus Wade was overturned. And I can't tell you what joy that brought us here. I will always remember exactly where I was when I heard the news. I had been teaching confirmation classes all week, and after the classes are over every morning, all the teachers get together and talk about how did your class go, blah, blah, blah. And while we were sitting around a big round table, our director of religious education ran in and she said, Roe versus Wade has been overturned. And you have never seen so many adult people jump up to their feet and start yelling and crying and hugging each other like we did at that moment. It's something I'll never forget.
I was nowhere half as exciting. I was just at home. I was coming back from a walk and I was like, just pulled out my phone and I saw the news notification. So yeah, there was no crazy group of people. It was just me and the dog, but
it was
a moment.
It was a moment. And even Saturday morning when I woke up and I realized I am now living in a country where Roe versus Wade is dead and it can never come back. And I just had such a feeling of happiness and joy and relief just go through me, because I have a brother who is adopted, and he was born in Texas only months before Roe versus Wade went into effect. So we know for sure that if he had been born just a couple of months later, he would not be here today. I would not have a brother, and I just can't imagine not having my brother, Kate's Uncle Billy. He is such a character. We love him a million times. I can't even imagine my life without him. So I'm eternally grateful that so many babies will now be able to live and grow up into Uncle Billy's or Aunt Kathleen's or whatever. It's just wonderful. That's great. Roe versus Wade being overturned has another special significance for me. Not as grand as saving lives, but a few years ago, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, I read the story of a woman who said that as soon as Roe versus Wade went into effect, she gave up chocolate forever. She said, when Roe versus Wade is overturned, I will eat chocolate again. So I thought, wow, that is so inspiring. She's out there somewhere and she has not had chocolate since the 1970s. So I hope she's still alive, and I hope that she ate chocolate on Friday. When I read her story, I thought, well, what can I do? Can I give up chocolate?
No, she can't.
I love chocolate. I love peanut butter and chocolate so much. But I thought, well, I can give up some chocolate. At the time, I had this little ceramic dish that I would fill up with chocolate chips. And then when my kids went to bed at night or when I wanted a special treat, I would fill up my little dish with chocolate chips and I would sit there and eat them. So I decided then that until Roe versus Wade was overturned, I would not eat chocolate chips just on their own as a snack like I had been doing. So that's been maybe 12 or 15 years since I've been able to eat chocolate chips like that. And honestly, I thought I would never be able to do it again. So on Friday, after, I got home and several hours had passed, I realized, hey, wait a minute, chocolate chips can come back into my life. So I don't have my little ceramic container anymore. It was so hard for me to give that up. I just had to give the cup away so I wouldn't be tempted to eat chocolate chips. But I have a different little cup and I have chocolate chips. So I have not eaten any plain chocolate chips yet, because I'm thinking like maybe I just won't do that till abortion is completely illegal. I don't know. What do you think? Should I have just like one victory cup of chocolate chips? Let me know in the comments what you think. And then also let us know what you were doing when you heard the tremendous news about Roe versus Wade being overturned.
So there you have it. Those are some of our favorite things, favorite moments from 2022. Let us know down in the comments what some of your favorite things have been.
Thank you again so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.